Hi everyone, I hope you're all well and came back today with another video. Let's talk about the word itself. The word is Islam, okay? Let's just see what happened to this word, what happened to this world, what people um, done to it and how people are using the word. And some people denying the word as well, and some people saying the ex-Muslim. You see what all these people done. You know, the Sunnis ruined the world. The ex-Muslims ruined the world. I mean, this word is special, but for some reason it turned out to be something entirely different. But let's analyze it, okay? It's just that watch this video. I don't want to go straight into it. Let's watch this video and see what a Muslim should be like, yeah? Okay? So this guy on the left, it's got a hadith, let's say, insults women's Muslim women or women altogether. And then he's debating this Muslim on the right about the hadith, or I call it, it's like a baseless hadith really. About this baseless hadith, about that guy didn't like it. Although he's actually reading from his book, but he didn't like it. So let's see how he's gonna react.
And I'm grateful to your husbands. I've not seen anyone more deficient in intelligence, meaning dumb, than you Muslim women. So we're saying your mother is dumb. No, you weren't speaking to a group. We said you Muslim women. He's talking about Muslim women. You say your mom's dumb. Are you agreeing with a man that says your mom's dumb?
Where does he say my mom's dumb? She's not Muslim. My mom's Muslim.
Your mom's a Muslim woman, is she?
She's a small woman, yeah.
No, I didn't ask that. Is your mother a Muslim woman?
Okay, cool.
Is your mother a Muslim woman?
Yes, she's a Muslim
Right.
woman. But it says no.
Muhammad said your mother is dumb. No. Muhammad says your mother is dumb, dude.
If you're not going to show proof where it says my mom, they're not going to walk away.
Muhammad says your mother's a Muslim
But
woman.
this is my mom.
Basically, this baseless hadith said that women are less, they have less belief and less in their brain, basically. So they basically said dumb, right? This baseless hadith, right? That's the hadith he's talking about, and it's true. This hadith actually exists in their books, but for some reason they just don't read it. And once someone say it to them, they got all like funny.
Muhammad's chatting shit, that's what he's saying. This is what he's saying. This is what he's saying. Okay, so he's chatting truth then. Is your mom going hell? Is your mom going hell? Is your mom going hell?
No, she's not.
Okay, so why is Muhammad saying that your mom's
Why
dumb?
is saying this chatting shit?
So why is your mom saying
Say I'm chatting shit.
Be serious.
Say I'm chatting shit. Say I'm chatting shit. Say I'm chatting shit.
Come on, back up. This is what I mean. You're just an idiot. Come on, back up. This is a waste of time anyway. This is what I mean. This is what Muslims do.
See what happened there? It's Muhammad said that he's turned aggressive. It's funny, you know what I'm saying? It's funny. That's how you know you guys are brainwashed. You don't even know the hadith, right? You don't even know it, right? You believe in things you don't even know them, and then you try and defend them for some, I don't know, some weird sort of way, right? He's trying to defend it, and it's true. It's in your book. The only thing the guy is trying to beat up, is doing is reading from your book. But you turn aggressive and you call yourself a Muslim. Let's just see that word, okay? From the Quran, we see what the true meaning of that word, okay? Okay, let's start with verse after verse, and then we just see what most people think, right? It is, and what the word actually is. You understand? Because it's different. It's entirely different, right? All right, verse Surah Al-Araf, chapter 3, verse 19. Inna ad-dina inda Allahi al-Islam. Ad-din, we're going to come to this word deen, okay? All right, I'm going to come next to it because it's something we need to talk about as well. So the deen, most of the Quran, right, is the law. It means the law. See, that's what it means. So the only law, people say religion. Deen is not religion, okay? It's not a religion. It's not a religion at all. It's law. The law of the Creator, all right? That is the law of the Creator. That's what the deen is, all right? The only law approved by God is Islam. right? It's not submission, right? And Islam is not submission. It's far from submission, right? It is submission in a way, but it's not the true meaning of the word Islam, right? So that's why I'm going to keep it as Islam. I'm not going to put submission. I'm not going to be, because I've got a word for it, but wait, we'll come to it, because the Quran will say what actually a Muslim is. It will say it itself, okay? Chapter 68, Surah Al-Qalam. Chapter 68, verse 34 onward, yeah? Because I'm not going to say all the verse because it's too long, and I don't want to make the video too long. Okay. This verse said, إِنَّ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ جَنَّاتِ النَّعِيمِ أَفَنَجْعَلُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ كَالْمُجْرِمِينَ. Listen, this is very, very important. The righteous have deserved at their Lord gardens of bliss. And God is asking a question here to us. Should we treat Muslims like criminals? So, what God did here, gave you a word, and they gave you the opposite of that word, okay? And the question is, should we treat the Muslims like the criminals? So what is the meaning of that word here? It's not submitters. And I can prove that. I will prove that. Okay, just keep this in mind, this verse here. And this question, should we treat Muslims like criminals? Keep that in mind, yeah? And we move on. Now we go to chapter 49, verse 14. قالت الأعراب آمنا قل لم نؤمنوا قل لم تؤمنوا ولكن قولوا أسلمنا ولما يدخل الإيمان في قلوبكم. Okay? The Arabs said, we are believers. And God say, you have not believed, but say, we are Muslims, until belief is established in your hearts. So, how can you be a Muslim, a submitter, but not a believer? It makes no sense, because you should start with believing first, isn't it? Before you become a Muslim. Do you understand? That's what it says here. Right? These people is saying, oh, you who believe. No, wait, sorry. The Arab said, we are believers, so we believe. Okay? Say, you have not believed, but say, we are Muslims, until belief is established in your hearts. So, how can you be a submitter but not a believer? It just makes no sense. Because to submit is first to believe, if it's submission. It's not submission. Do you understand? Now, here, I'll come and explain the word with these verses included, right? Just in a second, but I have to give you more verses, right? Chapter 2, verse 208. يا أيها الذين آمنوا ادخلوا السلم كافة ولا تتبعوا خطوات الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين. Oh, you who believe, you all enter peace and do not follow the steps of Satan, for he is your most clear enemy. Now, the word silm here is translated, silm here, translated out as peace. But Islam is transmitted to submission. And these words come from the same root word, okay? And here God is saying to enter, all of you, all the believers, right? All people who believe, right? They have to enter to peace, okay? So these people believe, right? But they haven't entered the peace yet, right? And the other ones, the Arabs, they are not, they're Muslims, but they are not believers though. See how the two verses just, if you say submission, it's just makes no sense. You see, that's why it's not submitters, right? Another verse, Surah An-Nisa, chapter 4, verse 94. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا ضربتم في سبيل الله فتبينوا ولا تقولوا لمن ألقى إليكم السلام لست مؤمنا. Oh, you believe, if you strike on the cause of God, it shall be absolutely sure. Do not say to who offers you peace, you are not a believer. Okay, now, as-salam means peace, and silm means peace. With this translation, yeah, it says peace, peace. So as-salam is peace, and as-silm is peace. So how come a Muslim, he's a submitter? Do you understand? It just makes no sense. That's why Islam has nothing to do with submitting. In a way it is, because I will come to it. But it's not submitting. It's, if you're not a Muslim, you're a criminal. That's why I don't get when people say I'm an ex-Muslim. You can't say that. It's like saying I'm a criminal now. You understand? It's not a label. A Muslim is not a label. You can't even label yourself a Muslim until you are 100% peaceful. Do you understand? This word means peaceful. Peace. The law, God's law, is all to do with peace. Inna ad-dina inda Allahi Islam, is peace. Okay? That's all the word means. Is peace. It's not a label. Do you understand? It's not a label. It's not something you can actually tell other people they're not. You can't call someone you're not a Muslim, because you can tell him he's not a believer, but you can't tell him you're not a Muslim because you don't know. That guy could be a very peaceful person. That's why the religion, the deen of Allah, at the start, the only deen is peace. The only deen is peace. From the start, from Adam to the end, is peace. That's why the Prophet, God calls the Anbiya and also Muslimin. You're peaceful. Do you understand? That's why Jesus is we call Jesus a Muslim. We call all the prophets, everyone is a Muslim to us. The Christian is Muslim, the Jew is a Muslim, because they're peaceful, as long as they're peaceful. Do you understand? If you're not peaceful, that means you're a criminal. That's the true meaning of the word. Do you understand? But these people throw it left and right. I mean, this person here on this video, he wanted to headbutt that guy. But in the same time, he said, I'm a Muslim. How can you be a Muslim and be aggressive? How can you be peaceful and aggressive at the same time? It just doesn't go together. It just doesn't work. See, it's not a label, right? It's not a label. Unless you're 100% sure the person next to you, it doesn't matter what he believes in. I mean, all these verses proved it. You know what I'm saying? All these verses proves it. Someone says he's peaceful, or say that it's peace, don't call him he's not a believer either. Because some people believe but they're not Muslims. You know what I mean? Some people believe but they're not Muslims. And some people, they are Muslims but they don't believe. So believe is different than Islam. Do you understand? Because when Allah said a deen to God is Islam, that means this deen has laws, peaceful laws that we can live with. Do you understand? And by following these laws, this deen, you become a Muslim. Do you understand? So you don't have to believe. Just practice these laws. That's what Muslims, everyone is Muslim unless he's a criminal. With this deen, if you practice it, anyone, if you don't even have to believe, all right? You don't even have to believe, all right? Just practice this law and be peaceful, all right? All right? That means you are a Muslim. By following these laws, you become peaceful. You love peace. You don't want no criminal, a law-abiding citizen. Obviously, not just obeying laws legislations, but the people's legislations as well. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, obviously, the proper legislations that, you know what I'm saying, like the every country is using at the moment, isn't it? Yeah, there's laws that we agreed upon. All right, we can change, experiment with them. All right, those we have to obey as well. Everyone has to obey them. Like traffic lights, like a lot of laws. You know, we have to. We can't just start randomly driving. We need guidance. All right, but the Deen is the guidance of Allah. So if you practice just the Deen, which is the law, right, you become peaceful. Even if you don't believe. But for someone who's looking to believe, he has to believe in something, then do it. By believing, it doesn't make you a Muslim. By practicing the Deen, the legislation of Allah, that's what's going to make you a Muslim. Because those legislations, they're all about peace. Anyway, I hope I explained it, guys. Let's read the Quran. I mean, come on, read the Quran. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you're Christian or Jew or anything. It's just a book you should read. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, with an open mind, not with those, you know what I mean, like Sunnis and Shiites and all that, especially atheists as well. They like to try and criticize Islam, but they're definitely 100% wrong. Criticize the Quran, like they don't understand nothing, man. They have no idea. They don't know what they're talking about. Honestly, man. Honestly, they just don't know what they're talking about. They bring a verse out of context and it's like going. It's tiring. Do you know what I'm saying? If someone doesn't want to believe, you want him to criticize something. You know what I'm saying? He's got no open mind. He's got no. To be honest, they don't really care. They go into every book of any Deen or any Christian, whatever, and he's trying to pick on it and trying to pick and choose and explain it the way they want, and then they come to you with stupid ideas, right? And when you try to help them out, like trying to explain it to them, right, they go like, they just go nuts basically, and they know it's the truth, but they don't want to believe it. It's just they found something to do, obviously. That's all. All right, guys, peace.